Welcome to a Minecraft Let's Play video. In this video we are going to be counting down the top 5 worst redstone contraptions of all time. Or I guess not really contraptions, more redstone items. But yeah, also if you're wondering why I have this narwhal / unicorn horn on my head, it's because I thought it was funny, so I left it there, and yeah. Awesome. But at the number 5 spot we have the piston. Now, not to be confused with the sticky piston, which is one of the most useful redstone contraptions of all time. This piston, however, doesn't really do anything on its own. I mean, you can place it down, and then you can do that. Just like a sticky piston, right? It makes a cool noise and a cool animation. Well, guess what? You put any block on it, you place that down, and shaboom. It's up there. Amazing. Now let's try to bring it back down. Okay, well, can we push it back up? No. And not back down either. It just stays there for the rest of its life. This is like the most pointless redstone contraption. The only reason this is sort of be necessary is if you have sand here and then you can create like a falling edge monostable circuit, I think it's called, or whatever, where like it blocks off the redstone dust here and here. But still, like, that's like the one use it has. I mean, okay, we wouldn't have the sticky piston if we didn't have the piston first. But Jesus, it just doesn't like make any sense, man, honestly. Yeah, weird device. And at the number 4 spot we have the jungle fence gate. Now, this is generally fence gates in general, but I'll explain why jungle in a minute. So let's just talk about the fence gate in general. If you try to go into your, like, say, cow farm, and then you water, you breed them, you kill them, you milk them, you whatever, and then you go back out, and then they just escape. Like this one here is about to. Look, escape. 2 escapees. Look at that. And you have to actually, like, shut it behind you. And then, like, if you forget to shut it, which you have to, like, remember you have to do like this, and then do, and then do, and then yay. It would be far easier to just get a carpet and do that. Plus, you have to remember the crafting recipe, and whoever uses this with redstone? Exactly. No one ever uses this with redstone. It's just a noob item, really. It's a noob's first farm item. It really is. No one ever uses it with redstone, but it can be used with redstone. And it's much easier to just do this, where the mobs can't escape. All you have to do is jump and not look back to shut it. Why this is in the game, I guess, is to make it clear to new players that, like, farms are available. I don't really know. I mean, this was never supposed to be in the game, so I guess that's why it's added. But even then, couldn't you just put like a block and a half with a block and a slab with a ladder on? And that's clearly intentional. Like, I don't know. And they haven't removed this glitch either, so it's clearly they've probably realised it by now, not bothered to fix it. And if they're not bothered to fix glitches, they're bothered to fix loads of glitches. So why the jungle fence gate as the worst type of fence gate? Simply because jungle wood is the rarest wood, and like, why would you go into all that effort to find a jungle biome which is really rare, and then you get this, which is just a pointless thing and an even more pointless redstone contraption. And number 3 we have the wooden trapdoor. Now, what are the 2 things that a trapdoor in real life are useful for? 1, trapping people when they step on it, and 2, being a secret door leading to a lower floor that you couldn't suspect. The trapdoor here looks like a waffle, and it does none of those. If I go into my lovely little poorly built house here, you see it doesn't even have a proper roof. Why is that broken? It doesn't even have a proper roof. But yeah, I've got my furnace, crafting table, bed, chest. It's all good. And then I have this trapdoor, which leads down to my secret base with all the diamonds that I would never want anyone to steal. Except, the thing is, it doesn't hide very well. It does not hide very well. You can literally come in here without anything, without any knowledge of Minecraft, be like, that's a ladder. I took all of it. And so it's really obviously there. Why can't you just have, I guess it's used for decoration and in role plays and stuff, if you're doing a machinima, I guess. I don't know. There's just so many rare occasions when you use this thing. It's unbelievable. Look. Then I realised it was there. I could walk over it. And it's not very much a trap at all. Someone has to activate it. It's in the redstone category, which I suppose is great. So it can be activated with redstone. And you should say, well, if you're going to include the trapdoor on the list, why don't you include the iron trapdoor? Because it's just the same as a trapdoor, but it's more difficult to activate. Well, here's the thing. The whole point of a trapdoor is that you're not supposed to know it's there. And even if you do know it's there, like, you're going to have a hard time opening it. Any noob could just waltz in here, be like, oh, yay, grab all the diamonds, and be out of here. An iron trapdoor, they'd actually have to get a redstone component. So that's why the wooden trapdoor is slightly worse, but yeah, they're both horrible. But I include the wooden trapdoor because it's my list and you don't have a say. But at the number 2 spot, we have the trap chest, the tripwire hook. Now, what's so bad about these? Well, they're both used for the same thing, traps. Right? This one needs 2 of, but it crafts 2 per time, which is good, and you just need string to connect it. This one is the same as that. You walk over it, oh no, you're blown up. This one, you open the chest, ooh, diamonds, oh no, you're blown up. So they both should make very good traps, right? Why don't they? Well, because they're both for the same reason. They're both so damn obvious. Like, it's honestly ridiculous. If you notice, you probably did notice that I had a trap chest here. And this could lead to, like, some TNT, which could blow up all the intruders, or fire that could dispense on your head. But it's so obviously there. And even if it is, like, even if you somehow didn't realise that this is a trap chest because it has a massive, obvious red line around the hook, I'm out of its range. That's going to get to in a minute, though. But still, it's so obvious. Like, this really wouldn't be on the list if this tiny little red dot was just exclusive to the placer of the trap chest and not to anyone else. That way he could know which is a trap chest and which isn't. And yeah, it also activates redstone, as you can see. But yeah, that's its whole purpose. And I would excuse it, except it's really obvious, and it's just, once again, really obvious. As for the tripwire hook, well, the most commonly used example, because no one ever uses the thing, and for good reason, is in the jungle temple. Ooh, so you make it down into the creepy basement. You go left or right, depending on what the thing is, and you're wandering along. Nope. Right, suppose you didn't know this was there for a minute. You're like, da 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 da. Okay. So perhaps you don't see it. I mean, I guess it's a dark room, but the thing is, shears. 2 bits of iron renders it useless. 2 little bits of iron render it useless. Do you want to know what else? You don't even have to carry shears. You can be like, da da da. Oh. Was that supposed to kill me? Oh, look, there's another one here. But the thing is, you can see it anyway. Like, look at this. If I get a torch, you'd probably be placing torches down by this point anyway. You can see the big line of redstone as well. And so you know something's fishy. You can see the dispenser, but that's just Jungle Temple exclusive. Like I said, the traps in this are really poor. And then you open your chest and you get your chest, bloody blah. But they're just so darn obvious that they're there that it's just ridiculous. And you don't even need to do anything to break them. You just break the tripwire hook and waltz back out. Like, I guess you could get someone if you were in a really dark room. But then again, like, TNT noises, they take forever to blow up, and then anything else would probably involve a dispenser, and first of all you'd hear the dispenser noise, and second of all, so you'd be running out here, and second of all, like, you can see the dispensers anyway. Like, if you're going through a situation which is like this, it's obvious that there's going to be a trap somewhere. Like, forgetting jungle temples for now, it's obvious that there's going to be this somewhere, and yeah, it's just really bad. And guess what? The trap chest actually includes the tripwire hook to make it. Yeah, they're both on the same par, because I couldn't put one before the other, and even if I did, like, I'd have to include one of them, and I wanted to include all the rest I got on the list, so yeah, they both suck. Now before we get on to the number 1 spot, let's have a look at the dishonourable mention. It is the TNT. Now, you may be asking, why is the TNT so bad? Well, the thing is, one or a few words. It takes forever to blow up. This is so bad in traps because by the time it actually blows up, hold on, let's just get far away from it. By the time it actually blows up, like, you can be like, oh no, I've activated the trap, run away. And even there, that was me waiting like 3 seconds, and hold on, let's time how long it takes for it to blow up. It takes 4 seconds. 4 whole seconds is how it takes to blow up. And let's just reiterate that the TNT is going to be hidden, so if it's like underground somewhere, it probably won't even kill you like first time, like unless you have like no armor, then I guess yeah. And also, like, when's the 1-2 other times you're going to use this thing other than trapping someone? Blowing up their base, which means you're in a multiplayer server, and practically all servers don't allow griefing anyway, unless faction servers. But the thing about faction servers is they always have water all over their base, so it's not really useful in multiplayer. But what's the other time? For mining. This area I need to mine, but it's going to take too long to do it with my pickaxe. I know, let's set off a TNT. Back off, I should be okay. Oh no, I took a bit of damage, who could have known? Okay, there are just so many things wrong with that scene. First of all, no one ever used TNT for mining. Second of all, why is that? Well, because it doesn't even give you, it only gives you like half the resources, or even less than half sometimes. It only gives you like half the resources anyway. And so if you're using it for mining, let's say you're using it for mining to try and find diamonds, you blow it up, accidentally you blew up a diamond and you don't get it back because it only gives half the resources, like I said. Another thing is that it's so inaccurate, like you don't know what it's going to do. It's really inaccurate, especially if you're going down. Like the TNT knocks back the other bits of TNT and it's all just a complete calamity. And also you need redstone or flint and steel, which you'll have to carry around all the time, and it just doesn't make any sense. But like I said, it's cool, I get it, it's pretty awesome, but no one ever uses it apart from griefing, in which case it's not going to go very well for them at all. In fact, it's just going to make everyone miserable. So, yeah, TNT, weird, but it's cool for blowing up stuff, so I guess that's why it didn't make the full list. I don't know. But at the number 1 spot, we have the weighted pressure plates. Oh. Oh my. Oh my god. Oh my clucking god. What? Okay, so here was the original use for them in the 1.5 snapshots, because they were added in 1.5. This golden pressure plate right here took 60 items to get its full signal strength. But as you can see, that doesn't work anymore. This one took 600 items to get to its full signal strength. Like, let's just look at 600 items. That's like 9 1/3 stacks. That's a ridiculous amount. Look, I'm just going to throw loads on there, and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads and loads. And you see, it's only got 2 signal strength. What? Okay. So, and then it was changed because probably the Mojang developers realised this was too ridiculous. So they changed it to where it was 0 to 4 gave 1 signal strength, and then it kept on going 5 to 8 gave 2 signal strength until eventually it was 57 plus for this one to get its 4 signal strength, and 548 plus to get to this to get its 4 signal strength, because this was 43. However, they then changed it again to where it was where I first said, which at least it has a clear way of doing what it's doing. But the thing is, why would anyone use this? It takes like so many items to get to its full signal strength. I mean, look at this. Look how many stacks I've put on that, and it's still not at its full signal strength. They can also be used for doors, but they make really bad doors because they close immediately after you stop going on the pressure plate. And like they close really instantly, and so yeah, you're gonna have to also not pick the items up as well. You can basically step on the pressure plate as well if there's like a door in front of you, but as you can see there, and it just like, why would you put like, even the gold pressure plate is ridiculous, where it takes like tens of stacks of like 15 stacks of items in order to get to its full signal strength. Like eventually this lamp will turn on, and okay, but seriously though, like this is how ridiculous it is. No, why would anyone ever use these? This isn't just a thing like it's underrated because it's bad. It's a case of if you use this regularly, then you're criminally insane. The only time I could see this being used is if you need payment, a specific amount of payment to get a specific item. But again, it's really specific. Like I wish it was just the second way I mentioned to you. Then it would be all a lot better. But now it just like, it's not even that specific. Like you can put more than what it's required for, and it'll still work. And it's not a very good payment system either. There's no reason why anyone in their right mind would use this. I mean, look at this. Now that's stopped working for some reason. I don't know why. It's going out. Oh, that's probably because I've put too many items on it. But yeah, as you can see, it is going out, and yeah, this is just... I don't get it. I don't get it. I've rambled on about this too much. I just don't get it. But thank you all very much for watching again. If you could be sure to help out the channel by disliking, commenting, and above all, subscribing. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.